Yo, Jin versus Han was every bit as good as we hoped it would be. What's up, y'all? It's your man, that dude, bringing you guys another video. I'm giving out free subscriptions down below, so go ahead and click that button. I'd appreciate it. Episode 5 of The God of High School, and damn, this show is moving so incredibly fast. Like, we're only episode 5, and you and Han have already been knocked out of the tournament. Like, I'm assuming at some point there's going to be something that happens outside of the tournament that keep those characters relevant, or they find some way to bring them back into the tournament, especially after the fight between Jin and Han. The show hints that Han has the same, or at least a similar kind of latent ability as Jin does. So I'm assuming there's going to be something that, brings them back to the fold and keeps them relevant to the story. Because otherwise, if it's just, strictly a show about a tournament and they're already out, they're kind of irrelevant characters at that point. And we've already spent not a lot of time, but spent some time getting to know these characters and getting to like them. So I hope they find a way to keep these characters relevant. I don't know about you guys, but Jin versus Han was every bit the fight that I hoped it would be. The choreography was good, the action was fluid, the animation quality was pretty high. It was just an all around good fight. It was brutal. They weren't pulling any punches, especially in the beginning when there was a bit of a grudge there. Han still trying to fight to save his friend, and Jin basically fighting because he feels that Han wronged you, the way he went after Yu's weakness and the way her cut on her hip, the way he just went after that like savagely, ruthlessly. Jin feels like that Han did something wrong there. So there's some beef there. There's some obvious beef, and that is made for a really good fight in the beginning. We finally get more information on Han's friend, the one in the hospital, and why that person is so important to Han, and what their history is together, and why he is important enough for Han to fight in this tournament to try to save his life. And so that was something I know I've been waiting for. I know a lot of people have been waiting for, just to get a little more information on this person and why exactly he's such a big part of Han's life. It was also cool to see that, Han wasn't always the mild-mannered guy that he is now. Back in the day, it seems that Han was a bit of a hothead, kind of a delinquent, seemed like almost like a gang leader, but he was still loyal to the friends that he had. He still had that similar kind of code, I guess, that he has now, where if you're important to him, he will fight for you. So it's nice to see that he's a different person as far as temperament, but as far as his overall personality, he's not like a drastically different person. He's still kind of the same guy, just a little more mellowed out. Unfortunately for Han, his friend does not live through his match with Jin. During the match, his friend passes away, and word gets brought to Han that his friend passes. And after that, Han basically loses the will to fight. He's fighting to save his friend. Now that his friend's dead, what is there to fight for? So he just starts taking damage from Jin without putting up much of a fight. He's just getting hit, taking punch after punch, kick after kick. He's just, for the most part, just not fighting back. He's just reserved to the fact that he's gonna lose his match and just doesn't care anymore. Yu comes running into the arena, and she hands Han a letter from his dead friend, basically telling Han that, hey, our time spent together was great, but live your life for yourself, and basically you'll be okay. And so that gives Han a whole new energy, especially when you telling him that, hey, you were way stronger than when we fought. And Jin being Jin, he doesn't try to fight Han when he's reading the letter. He holds off the ref and basically stalls the match, because Jin, being the kind of Goku mold of a character, wants to fight everybody at their strongest. Jin doesn't really have an evil bone in his body. He just likes to fight. And so, of course, he holds off, lets Han read the letter, lets Han get mentally back to the fight, and they just go back at it. But this time, not from as much as trying to just kill each other, just more just having a friendly fight, if you can call it that, where they're friends again, but they're friends that also want to fight each other and want to pit their strength against each other. And that was cool to see. I like that they brought the group back together and made everybody friends again, because I wasn't worried that they weren't gonna be friends again, because just given what the story is, I had assumed that Han was gonna find a way back into the group, and the group was gonna come together again with their friendship. But there was a chance that the show was gonna take Han down the path of an antagonist, which that might not have been that bad. That could have made for some pretty good scenes and pretty good fights between him, John, and Yu, or him, Jin, and Yu, if they made Han more of an antagonist going forward. But that's not the the direction the show chose to take, which I'm cool with. I like the fact that they have a group that are friends, but there was a little bit of uncertainty there. Another great episode of The God of High School. This show has lived up to every hope I have for it so far. I just hope the show is gonna have good action, and so far it's had great action and I wouldn't say a good story, but a decent enough story to keep me interested. A good enough characters to keep me interested, and good enough characters to make me buy into them and care about the matches and care about whether they win or lose and whether they die or live. So from just that aspect, the show is a resounding success so far. I really have, well, I can't say I have no complaints. If I were going to nitpick, the one thing I would probably complain about is that towards the end of the match between Jin and Han, I thought the fight got a little too stylized, in my opinion. I would have preferred they just kept it like they did in the earlier in the episode. But that's a super small complaint. It's nothing I would even really worry about. It's not even really something I wanted to bring up. But you know, I can't say the episode's perfect. We also get our first glimpse of the people that Jin may be fighting in the national tournament. Like, we don't get to see them fight, but we just get a little glimpses here and there of what these characters may look like, and you know, how formidable they may be, just given the fact that they weren't too impressed with Jin and Han's fight. So Jin apparently has some stiff competition to look forward to in the national tournament, and at the pace this show is going, he might be done with the national tournament by episode 10. Like, he may take down the lead guy of the corporation throwing the tournament by the final episode, and there just won't be a season 2 at the pace this show is going, because it's so ridiculously fast paced. I mean, I'm obviously joking, because from what I've heard, the webtoon is far enough ahead where there's going to be multiple seasons of this show. But you know, this show is just so ridiculously fast paced. But thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you liked it, and if you're not subscribed, also do that. If you didn't like the video, let me know why in the comments. See you guys in the next one.